The next component that you want to make, because we have to get this set in the fridge overnight, is our white chocolate frosting. Now this is a cashew-based frosting that we're going to use to garnish the top of our lemon tarts and give us that white chocolate flavor that is going to pair so nicely with the citrus, the tart, and the acidity of the lemon. Now this is a really simple recipe with just a few ingredients. We have some soaked cashews. We're going to be using a light colored sweetener, so I'm using light amber agave because I want it to be white since it's that white chocolate flavor. And then we're going to be using our coconut milk. I'm adding coconut milk to this just to make it extra creamy. Some vanilla to really bring that white chocolate flavor together, along with some melted cacao butter. So I'm just going to show you how I have this melted down. This is how I like to melt my cacao products, such as cacao paste, cacao butter, coconut oil even. I'm using a double boiler method, so I have a smaller bowl with just some hot water from a kettle, and then I have a bigger bowl on top with the cacao butter. So when it's melted, it looks like this. Now, you want to make sure that the cacao butter is chopped into small chunks, and then you want to melt it. Otherwise, it's going to take a long time if it's in a really big mass. So make sure that you chop it up small, melt it down. It'll be really quick, and this is how we're going to use the cacao butter in the recipe. And then we're just going to blend it up. Just a really simple recipe again. So I'm going to start with the liquids in my blender. Now my light amber agave. And I have my cashews. And some vanilla. So now what we're going to do is we're going to blend up these ingredients first, and then we're going to add the cacao butter. Now the reason why I like to do that, just to be safe, because the cacao butter is a setting agent. So if I was, for instance, just to pull my coconut milk right out of the fridge and it was cold, then what's going to happen is if I add the cacao butter in right away, it's going to start getting thick, setting in the blender, and it's going to be difficult to blend. So this way it just makes it easier just in case. It's going to be easy to blend. Now you want to make sure that you blend this long enough until it's smooth, because we're going to be using this for piping, and you don't want any little chunks to get stuck in your piping tip. So this looks good to me. This is nice and smooth. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our cacao butter. I always like to wipe the water from the bowl just so I don't put any excess moisture in my recipes. So just added in the cacao butter, and now we can just blend this on low speed just to combine it, since we've already blended it enough. Okay, so that looks good to me. Our white chocolate frosting is smooth, it's creamy. So now what you want to do is you want to put this into a shallow container. If you put this into a shallow container for this to set in the fridge, it's going to set a lot quicker and more even, because it starts setting from the outside in. Smells delicious. So it smells like white chocolate and tastes like white chocolate. It's going to be so delicious on our tart, and we're going to do a really elegant design. Okay, so there we have our white chocolate frosting. I'm going to set this in the fridge for a minimum of 8 hours or overnight. and I will see you in the next video. So while this is setting, you can get started on the crust and the filling, because then everything is going to be set together and ready to go to garnish at the same time. So I'm going to set this in the fridge. We're going to come back and we're going to make our almond coconut crust.